What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'd like to welcome you to another interesting episode of the Two Ninja Kickback Gaming Edition. I am Camo the Man, kicking it with a good brother of mine. Two Phone Tone is on the microphone. Another Gaming Edition. Tone, how you feeling, my guy?
Groovy, my guy. Just staying cool, calm, collected, cultivated, my nigga. Smoke with some good ganja. You feel me? How
I
about
feel you.
you?
Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Nigga just celebrated his 30th birthday, so I'm feeling
Oh
good, feeling
yes.
amazing.
Oh yes. Happy belated, man. How it
Oh
feel,
yeah,
man?
man. Stole 30 summers out of the most wicked city in America, so I feel amazing, yo.
Feel you, yo. Feel like deserve like brigadier general status for
Yeah,
real,
yeah, for real. That's what it feel like, yo. It's OG status for real.
like.
We want to talk about something very near and dear. Something that we live with day to day. So shit you might not recognize, but shit that really ties gaming together. You know, and that is soundtracks and music and stuff like that. One of my favorite parts of this show is the intro. Like I'd be just sitting back vibing when that intro coming on. And I just like
Oh,
to sit
facts.
back and imagine myself like as the listeners. I'm sure when that shit drop, y'all be doing the same thing. Let me ask you this, man. Like, what do you think was like the first soundtrack you might have noticed on a video game? For me, it'll probably be Sonic. I think Sonic had like a super rich, like just like I don't know, man. It might have just been that Sega. Like
Mm.
Whatever Sega did at that time with their technology, bro, they had the
Hmm.
little 8-bit little soundtrack joints busting. Like that shit
Oh
was
yeah,
jumping.
you can't deny Sonic, especially for real. Like Sonic is one of those iconic motherfucking sounds that you hear. It's almost like generic when it comes to like techno and shit. You feel me?
Fam,
Like
the
they,
casino level, nigga, that shit.
oh,
Dan, dan, dan. Oh, yeah, nigga, they had it all,
nigga,
yo.
what? Yeah, I could definitely feel you on that. But for me, it would have to been like at least I want to say Metal Gear 3, Snake Eater,
Mm.
and it was that was like the one. That's not actually Dynasty Warriors 3 soundtrack caught me, but Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, the soundtrack when he was climbing up the ladder and that shit was like 3 minutes long, but the chick singing in the background made that shit all worth it just because like I don't know. It felt like it was on some smooth ass James Bond shit. And like, shouts out and kudos and hats off to the chick that sung. I don't know her name, but like, she killed that shit. You feel me?
Nah, I feel you. I definitely feel you. Like, I say,
Especially
like,
when it set the tone for some shit.
and
You
that's what I
feel
was
me?
just about to say. Like, if you want to talk about, like, just tying in and all that, a mood setter, like, sometimes when you just progress into a level and the music start to change, it start to get a little more dreary or whatever, you start looking
Hmm.
around like, oh shit, where the fuck is the boss at? Or what the fuck is about to happen? Something crazy about to
Yep.
happen. I just like how like just I don't know, man. Like you know, a good soundtrack, good music, a good like it's like the bed to your gaming. Like it just works out so well when you got like just a nice melody of music just playing. Like I really like um. Let me see who had like a really good standout one. I say early on for me, I like the Sonic soundtrack and everything. I swear I noticed to that, but I say like if you're talking about good music coming together, it'll probably have to be Madden. One of the Maddens for me.
Mm.
Like I just feel like Madden has such a rich array of music, like different selections, colorful choices, all that other shit. And then it's like you don't really turn the game music. Well, back then I didn't turn the game music off as much as I did now. Like I'm sure so many people now turn the game music off is crazy, but back then it wasn't too many options for turning game music off, which I kind of understand though too. If you put all this money out there, nigga, you better listen to this shit.
Oh,
Like
facts.
we
I mean,
paid
let's
these
call it speed to
motherfuckers.
speed. Yeah, I mean, let's call it speed to speed. Like when the PS2 and the and the Xbox was out, like the OG Xbox and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we did have the option to play other music on that shit for real, it was just something about when it came down to the sports games
Mm.
and what music they had on that shit. They actually set the mood for some shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for Madden, I wouldn't have got on my rock and roll shit like that. You feel me?
Nah, I feel you. Like for me, I
Like,
was I was already kind of into rock to some degree, but Madden
mhm.
definitely elevated to a whole
Madden
nother
and a
level.
lot of wrestling games
Yeah,
definitely did
shouts
that
out to
shit.
wrestling. Hell yeah, definitely shouts out to wrestling, yo. If you want to talk about something with a great soundtrack too,
SmackDown had them bitches, yo.
hell yeah. And shouts out to Xbox too. I totally forgot about the whole situation where they had it so you could burn CDs to your actual Xbox and play them in like games like you know what that allowed you to. That was very, very innovative for
Yeah,
Xbox at
it
the
was ahead
time,
of
yo.
its time, yo.
I remember
20 years ago.
having literally probably the dedication on my shit, the drought. Like I had a couple albums on my shit, yo, that I
Dog,
just be privy to.
I remember playing motherfucking what was it, NBA Live on the Xbox or some
Yeah,
shit,
hell
and
yeah.
you was able to literally download your songs off your Xbox into NBA Live for your team's intros,
It's
just walking
crazy.
onto the court.
That's literally why I used to want you know when they had before they made SmackDown versus Raw and it was just SmackDown on PlayStation and then Raw on Xbox. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On Xbox, it actually allowed you to use the music off of your Xbox to play for your intro theme when you were coming down to wrestle. I thought that was the most phenomenal shit ever. Like I just thought that was like I really really wanted Raw for that and I never got it. I never
Mm.
ever got Raw on Xbox, but I wanted it for that specific feature. And it was like I just thought that'd have been so dope. Like I was heavy into the wrestling games at the time, and then you look at like how in depth they were getting with like customizing your character and shit. All he was missing was the intro music, yeah.
Oh, facts. It comes down to it nowadays for like a lot of the intro music for like modern day wrestling games, it just doesn't hit the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like sometimes you got to get back into that grungy feel, especially when it comes to like actually creating your character for real. Like,
Yeah, man. Like I totally forgot about that shit with the Xbox, yo. I'm just sitting here thinking back on all the games that I did actually play. Like you literally could ride around on GTA San Andreas listening to your own music if you had shit downloaded on your
yeah,
Xbox. You had your own custom station. And shouts out to Grand Theft Auto for truly being a pioneer in like gaming music. Like niggas that ain't afraid to put the bag out there, niggas that's gonna have legacy acts, all types of shit. To this day, I
dog.
still think Vice City has arguably one of the best game soundtracks ever.
Mm. And you know what? I can't argue with that. It's definitely in the top five.
I,
It's definitely in the top five categories, if you ask me.
but truthfully, all of them have great soundtracks. I just think Vice City just edged it. Like,
But me, nothing can beat the 80s.
man, me too. I'm a '80s nigga my damn self. I ain't an '80s baby,
Like
but
that's
I
that
marvel at the
funk
'80s.
that niggas had. Like who the fuck nowadays or even in the 90s was touching Rick James or motherfucking Prince when it came to some shit. You feel me?
Nah, it's very few. Then you had
Even
MJ.
Michael.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
like
come on now.
niggas
Yeah,
was
Stevie
niggas.
on that bitch giving it up, all types of shit, yo.
Yeah,
Like
Vice City had the
Vice City
joints.
had them smackers, yo.
Even into like how they incorporate their own little radio personalities and all of that shit,
Oh
bro.
man, shouts out to Laszlo, bro. That's one
Yeah,
of my favorite radio personalities of all times. Even I love how Fallout introduced that shit for real with
mm,
Three Dog.
yeah.
And I love how the personality, like the voice actor, actually took on that personality on Twitter for real. And that's the only way you can reach him is by contacting Three Dog on Twitter.
See, that's smart though. Like I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like games got to get back to like, cause I can't really tell you no games modern wise that have great soundtracks, yo. Like I'm trying to scratch my brain now to try to bring it more current to like something that I thoroughly enjoyed the soundtrack on.
I ain't gonna lie, Halo. Whenever I
Halo.
hear the music for Halo, whenever
See,
I hear that
I
shit,
think it's I think it's the difference between like scores versus actual music. I think for Halo they
okay,
really
okay,
didn't
okay.
have too much music. It was more like an orchestra playing in the back, which is music, but you get what I'm saying. Like even then, but
No, I
like
see what you mean. I see what you mean.
see, it's like on the fence though, because it's like I feel like they did have music though. Like to some degree, they had a couple chords and notes and shit going.
They
But
switched it up every now and then and shit like that. Especially when it came to like the different actual like overall element and feel when it came to certain
right,
missions and shit.
right. But even then now, like how they advertise games to us and shit like that, it's with music. Like I remember wanting to play GTA 5 because the you ain't gotta like it, but the hood gonna love it. Watch it,
Oh,
young nigga.
facts.
Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit was
Once they
lit,
had G Rock
nigga.
bumping
That
on
shit
that shit,
was
yeah,
lit,
it
nigga.
was a rat.
The whole commercial, everything, like how they sell us games with the music, all of that shit, bruh. Like I think I think Call of Duty does it really well too with some of the music selection they had. I like that little Eminem piece that they had. I know you're not the hugest fan of Eminem,
Skibbity
but
bee, I'm playing Call of Duty in the 213. Everybody come rock with me. I got shields and armories.
I thought that was dope though, yo.
I mean, yeah. I ain't gonna say in front of you. It is kind of dope. Call of Duty does have a nice little history when it comes to this shit. Because for some reason, Call of Duty works with Eminem type shit. To be honest, I would love to see Logic on a soundtrack for Call of Duty. I feel like it's about damn time we should get that. You feel me?
Man, I feel like he
Especially
might
from
have
his
already did
comeuppance.
it. I don't know why. I feel like I felt like I heard Logic on
I
a
feel
Call
like
of
he
Duty
already
joint
did
somewhere.
it too.
Yeah, like me. I swear, I heard this nigga doing something somewhere, yo.
But on some real shit though, if that's the case, if you bring it like that, I'm gonna have to say like True Crimes or some shit. And
Mm. True Crimes had some dope ones.
True Crimes definitely has some dope shit for real. And shit, what else? Fuck. Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah, yeah, I like the music on that joint too. Shit, since we in that wheelhouse, damn, I probably say I really was fucking with Parappa the Rapper too. Like I like that style
Woo!
of play. I think that set the tone for a lot of other shit too.
Facts. Shouts out to the niggas that's on YouTube that actually completed Pepper Rapper and just kept all the songs in sync for
Yeah, yeah. Shouts out to them videos. I done watched a couple of
real.
them. Niggas be on they try hard shit. But yeah, man, like I think that shit set the tone for a lot of like later shit. Like not necessarily at that time right away because we had games like what Dance Dance Revolution out when Parappa the Rapper was out. Like, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I
Hmm.
can't really like what do you call those type of games where it's like button based mechanics, but it activates some type of music sequence that you got to follow. Because it was a few games like that. It was just like they didn't get a whole lot of prominence in like that era. Like, but it was a few of them.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you was playing Dance Dance Revolution, you had like a certain like stink on you as a gamer back then. Like, I ain't gonna say in front of you. So I don't know for real. Like, it's
I'm not
kind of
necessarily
weird.
talking about the stank part of anything. I'm just talking about what would you basically call that style of gaming,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure it out for real. Like, that actually identify. Like, would you call that like an arcade casual?
or maybe
Like, if you actually have like Dance at your house or some shit.
But I'm saying that to get to my larger point of yeah, exactly that. Like when they went from Parappa, when they went from Dance Dance, it went to Guitar Hero, it went to Rock Band, and it was like you look at how huge those games was. Like I remember when the
Would that be
fucking
a
first Rock Band.
performance-based gamer? I
I
would
don't
think
know.
that's like performance in a way.
Follow along, Simon Says, whatever style of game it was. But I
Hmm.
just literally remember like thinking to myself when I first saw that first Rock Band controller, shit had elevated. Like even when they came out with the bongos for Diddy Kong, remember that shit? Was it Diddy Kong or Donkey
Yeah,
Kong?
I think it was Diddy Kong. It was either one of them. I can't remember.
Or
But
like
Nintendo always had like nifty little joints like that for real, just in the top.
yeah, but like I'm just saying like if you look at how it started versus the where it got to, I think
Hmm.
I think Rock Band, what 1, 2, and 3, not Rock Band, yeah, Rock Band 1, 2, and 3, Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3, and then DJ Hero 1 and 2. I think all of those games sold relatively well, and then you throw in the extra hardware for like, yo, you got to buy this controller, you got to buy these guitars, whatever the fuck. I know they made bank.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, shit, you gotta think about like how the side items itself was actually like transferable when it came to each game. So even if you was like a Guitar Hero fan, you might have just stumbled upon the Rock Band, and now you got the equipment just to play that shit. You feel me? Just on a humble type shit.
Well,
That was almost like having the guitar shit.
I don't think that shit crossed. I don't think you could play Rock Band with a Guitar Hero controller. I think you needed a Rock Band controller and vice versa.
For real.
Yeah, the mechanics weren't the same.
Oh, sure.
Like I think the Rock Band controller actually was more so set up to teach you how to play guitar a little better than the Guitar Hero controller. Because you remember the
Mm.
Guitar Hero controller was just like just had the buttons up top and then the little joint right there. Whereas with the Rock Band joint, I think it had like a couple extra controls and some other shit. And then it's a new
Ah.
one now. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like Rock Legends or some shit. Where it really, really teaches you how to play the guitar. Like it literally sits down and shows you how to play the guitar. And I thought that was the dopest shit ever when it first came out. So I was like, yo, you got these controllers set up for this. You probably could have set it up a little better so it's like almost closer to a guitar, and then niggas can
Mm-hmm.
actually learn something. Like you go back in the day when we was playing shit like MTV Music Maker or Music 2000 or like whatever, where you really sitting down making a beat. I think it actually
Mm-hmm.
taught you how to make beats on that. That's the craziest
Oh
shit ever.
yeah.
But you learn how to make beats on there. You learn how to synchronize. You learned about fucking metronomes. You learned about BPMs. You learned about all of that shit, and it was something that you could take with you.
Oh,
I
facts,
remember
facts.
getting killed for playing Guitar Heroes at times. You want to talk about the stank of Dance Dance Revolution? I remember getting killed for playing Guitar Heroes and all this other shit because motherfuckers was like, "Oh, you'll never learn how to play the guitar. That you might as well learn how to play real guitar and all this other shit." Like, bitch, I don't want to. but I remember getting killed for that shit. But I don't know. Like when I first was playing like Music Maker or MTV Music Maker or whatever the fuck.
Oh, music generator.
I think it was which
Well, it
one?
was a few of them. It was music maker.
No,
One that was one of them. For me,
was
it
it
was music
MTV?
generator.
Was it MTV Music Generator? Or was it
Yeah,
Music Generator
MTV music
2000?
generator.
Okay, yeah, MTV Music
You
Generator.
had music generator 2000 also.
But I think that's still a branch of the MTV joint. It was a total
Okay.
different one called Music Maker. You had Music Generator, Music Maker, you had Amp, or some shit like that.
Was music maker the one with the blue cover, right? It was
It
like
was
blue and
orange and
yellow or
blue.
some shit.
Orange and blue,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was my bitch right there. Like I loved Music Maker. But yeah, like even that, like when I first started getting on there and I made some hard ass beats on there, the only thing I see, the only gripe about that shit is there was no real transferable way to transfer your shit to an actual CD or your computer. At the
Hmm.
time, it was the most devastating shit to me because I felt like I had some crack. I was trying to rap over that shit, all types of shit, right? But actually, one dope time, my cousin actually did show me how to get the music out of the game onto the whistle color, but it was a lot involved back in fucking 2002 or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can definitely believe it.
But I say that to say, once I first got on like a real beat making software like Fruit Loops or some shit like that, I had an understanding of it.
Yeah, it was an easy transition. I can bet. Like I had the same feeling when I was on Reasons for the first time and shit. Got to understand beat pattern, fucking bar timing and shit like
Yeah,
that.
synchronized and all of that shit. It's just like, and it's crazy because like I don't think you get that without having some type of familiarity with anything in that process. So you know what I mean? Like once I first started playing the Music Maker or the Music Generator, whichever one I was playing at the time, it was like I couldn't get shit to work for nothing. I didn't know what it was doing. It was stupid to me. Like you know, you had notes, you had bars, you had lyrics, you had all types of shit that you could play with in this shit, and it didn't really hold your hand on there. It was
Mm.
like, yeah, do you, yo? And
Yeah, it
then,
just threw you right in. That's why I love it. That's why I loved about shit like back then for real. Like when you actually had to figure out shit on the fly for real.
yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like, I was never mad at like trying to figure out shit for yourself, especially in scenarios like that where it's like there's no time, there's no rush. Like you can really sit back and just learn how to make beats. Like that's the whole
Hmm.
purpose of the game. Like, and I like shit. I'd be down to see a nigga stream some shit like that nowadays too.
I
Like,
would.
I know you could probably go watch a producer on like an actual, you know what I mean, make a beat. But it was like I don't know, man. Like the nostalgia factor of it, like that was low key one of my favorite games, like that don't get as much recognition as it probably should. Like not a lot of niggas know about neither one of those titles.
Mm-mm.
And I think I played it out the humble or some shit. Like my cousin let me hold it and ended up letting me have it, and then I ended up losing it. But I never knew about that game. Never even thought about trying to get that game. Nothing. Like that's also what I miss about the PS2 era, yo. Like you could
Yeah,
literally
it
go
was
into
just so many
GameStop. Yeah.
creative different
You could
games on
literally
that
go
bitch,
into
bro.
GameStop and you'll see so much shit that you didn't know about, like that you wasn't even privy to, and it was just like an amazing title that you was waiting to experience. Cause I
I
think they
came
had
across a nigga that never knew nothing about Ratchet and Clank for real.
yeah, I remember you telling me that shit. But like, think about how many iterations they had in these games too, yo. Because I think the MTV joint got at least 4 renditions of it. I think the Music Maker
Hmm.
had about 3. So it's like there's definitely like fans for it. Like I'd love to see some shit like that come back. Truthfully, like I'd love to see some shit like that come back, especially with like how you can clip shit now, how you can record shit now. Like that should have damn near be like having Fruit Loops or whatever. But I guess that's why maybe they don't have it.
And it would be like setting another competitive market for real, especially if everybody got like an Xbox or a PlayStation now or some shit.
Yeah, but just think about how much like if you had it at your fingertips and you could just jump on there and play around, how long before you start making some fire? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in your downtime or some shit like that. And it's convenience. I see the only
Mm-hmm.
downside about it would probably be you probably get way too familiar with like setting the sequence up and all that other shit with your controller.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that'd be a huge deal.
I don't know because nowadays you can just link your controller to your PC or laptop and shit.
Yeah, but that'd be weird as fuck if you really sit there and get on like a Fruit Loops. You trying to make a beat with
And the
your
nigga
kid.
just really
Yeah, you
finessing that
sitting
shit
there
with a
like just
controller.
moving your analogs with your controller, line everything up. You's a nutcase at that
It
point.
probably might work though. If and I mean, yo, some niggas used to sit back and just see and just say, yo, you're a nut for actually using a goddamn mouse and keyboard. You feel me? And
To
then you
make
see the
beats or
benefits
to
of
play
that.
games.
Well, on the play games either way, you feel me? It always has a taboo either way how you look at it for real. Some niggas just use a mouse and keyboard just to navigate Xbox.
Nah, I ain't never see that shit. I ain't know you could do that.
I be seeing niggas do that. I be seeing niggas do that shit playing Call of Duty.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, well, yeah, it is an advantage because you get more of a range of motion and shit. But like you said, it ain't everybody cup of tea. But I think you'd be a certified crazy person if you sitting there making a beat using your analogs to move like shit around. Like that should just be
Yeah, I probably
so
might have to
tedious,
test
yo.
it, yo. If I'm in it, I go crazy. And up in Shepherd Pratt, yo, you already know.
I think you is, yo. Like trying to like the dead zone on that analog. Like it's like being hungry and having pizza, but you don't want to get up and go get it. Like if you got a mouse right there, like just use a mouse. But I think truthfully, I think we need more like games like that in that realm. Not necessarily has to be beat making, but something that you can take with you on like maybe if they had like a Photoshop game where they had some type of dumbed down version of Photoshop that you could play with, because what it
Hmm.
is like you getting the skills and the mechanics down pat. It's just more so executing on a different software. Like if you know how to work a Canon and a Nokia, you should know how to work almost 50% of all other cameras. You see what I'm saying? Because the f stops
Facts.
is the same and all this other shit is just about the controls wise. But like it's just like more so the information that you're taking with you. Like what's a hat? What's a kick? You know, all that shit that you don't know about
Hmm.
that you observe. Then you start to learn about BPM and all that other shit. And that's shit that you really can't take from a nigga once you learn it. And that's a video game. Like saying like, you know, it's not a whole lot of things that you can take with you for real life applications from video game other than like probably actual skills, you know, i.e. hand-eye coordination or something like that. But
Critical thinking,
yeah, shit
all
like that.
types of shit.
But an actual skill, like now I can take this knowledge and transition this to, like you said, a fucking reasons, a fucking Fruity Loops, wherever you make beats at. You get what I'm saying? You can transition this accumulative knowledge because it's the same knowledge and it transitions. You can't really do that with a whole lot of other things. And it's like, I think we need more of that shit. Same thing like with the rock band and all that other shit. It's information that you could take with you outside of the video game to like apply somewhere else.
Mm.
Now, if you want to say like how we take strategy wise, like you know how you strategize on Call of Duty and then you go play like a paintball or something like that. Yeah, I think you could take that with you, but an actual talent from games that you can make money off of and everything, I think it's hard and few and far behind to find certain shit like that.
Oh yeah. Especially when it comes to like actually appealing to something, you feel me, like in a masses type way for real. Because you could take, I guess like a lot of people, but when it comes to game and storytelling is very underrated nowadays and shit. You feel me?
Hmm.
And that's another like that's one of the skills that you can transition when it comes to like a good soundtrack, when it comes to story to accomplish by and shit.
Yeah, good soundtrack and storytelling go hand in hand, yo. You look at something like Red
Hmm.
Dead. I like the scores that they had
Whew.
on Red Dead. Like, shouts out to them. I know they didn't have
By
radios and all
far
that
the
other shit.
best, by far the best soundtrack. I think what year did Red Dead come out? 2019, 2018.
201.
It was either one of them, but that
No,
was
no, I'm saying
literally
which one? Red Dead 201.
oh two.
Oh, two came out, I think. 2018 or 19.
Okay. Well, if it was 18, that was literally the best soundtrack of 2018. I ain't gonna say in front of you.
I don't know. I think GTA 5 was out. I really enjoyed GTA 5 soundtrack. Like I know it's
Now, I'm
not
talking about like of games that came out that year though. You know, like it'll be a lineup of games. Like it'll be some shit. Like I know Elder Scrolls ain't came out that year, but
right.
like they'll do some. You feel me? It'll
No, I
be
get
some
you
shit
saying.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
But
could see it.
even current day games for yeah, shit, GTA 5 does hold that fucking belt for real, and they constantly update their fucking that shit for real.
I
I'm
like that.
always hearing new music.
I ain't mad at that. Like, how long before we start to see games try to interject playlists into that shit? Like, I like what Microsoft had did with the whole Snap feature. I can't stress that enough. We really, really had something good with that Snap feature. Like, you could literally snap your little music app and just listen to music while you played the game right in your headphones. Switch
Hmm.
your song right on the game, all of that shit, bro. Like, I think you still can do that with Pandora, but can you imagine like user generated playlists or some shit inside of a game where you could just
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, all right, this all the dope shit that niggas done uploaded. Let me just rock with this. I
I
think that's
mean,
I think that's kind of like I think that's gonna be the next. It has to be the next big push in gaming, yo. We got to get back to like some of these audio games or like these like you know what I mean, music generated or music predominant games. I feel like that's one thing that's missing inside the staple right now. Like we got our shooters on deck, we got our RPGs on deck. Like we pretty much got our adventure games on deck. We got our fucking platformers on deck. But the music games is like definitely took a dip, yo. Like I'm
oh
not
yeah.
mad at a new rock man on this next generation, yo. Like I think that should go stupid.
All right, DJ hero. Niggas probably need a DJ hero.
I was never really the hugest fan of DJ Hero, but I do like the music
Bro.
more. Yeah, I ain't like I ain't think that was the best controller out of them. Like you play Guitar Heroes, you felt like that nigga. DJ Hero was it was a little complicated. Like it didn't really feel like you was DJing. You get what I'm saying? It didn't really feel like a turntable.
I feel you. I feel you. It amazes me how like some little niggas actually did try to become DJs because of playing DJ Hero and this shit ain't work out for real.
Yeah, and plus
Just
I'm a
because they
nigga.
thought how it transition.
I think it's also because I'm a nigga that's kind of DJ'd a little bit before. And I like that feeling of DJing right then and there is so much fun. I know you the nigga who's done played with some type of NPC or some shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you know what it's like when you fucking really, moving it back and the record is all that other shit, or you rewinding it and making it go slower, or whatever the fuck you doing. Like that shit is like
Hmm.
is incredible. I've never been the hugest guitar nigga, so for Guitar Heroes, that shit was cool. But that DJ and shit, they could have did a little better on that shit. You know what I really didn't like, yo? While we on it,
What's that?
I didn't like the singing portion of Rock Band or Guitar Heroes. Like I
I never
felt like,
understood why niggas tried to force that shit. Like,
and then it's like it's so funny because you don't even really got to sing the song. You just need to carry the pitch and the melody to get it right.
see, I never knew that. That's why.
See, now I feel like it could be a lot better because with word recognition and all the other shit, they could probably have it a little more cleaner. Because back then, all you had to do was just match the highs and lows for like what was being said, like like that type of shit.
I would wonder though, like, how would like some modern day songs transition onto that shit though? Like, say like a good say like for like DJ Hero, because that's like the only one that would probably like play music that's of all genres encompass.
I
You
think
feel
Rock
me?
Band could swing certain shit,
I don't
especially
know.
guitars
Like,
like Juice World, Lil Uzi. Like I think you could probably fuck with some of that shit too.
hopefully, if they could find some of the chords and strings, you feel me?
You know what would it be crazy? They could probably do like a beat hero too, and just take like a little MIDI keyboard, the
Mm.
drum pad, and just make them colorful and shit like that, and just simplify it, but have it in that same vein. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even mad at the Beat Hero.
Like I think that should be slick, and then you take then you could fit in what you talking about, like, cause I don't necessarily want to hear a whole bunch of Led Zeppelin and old rock music. You feel me? Like I
Yeah,
definitely
like
would prefer like me mixing like some old Wayne or some shit like that. Bang bang, you hit the little button and just keep playing the bang bang. I
nigga,
shot you
what?
down, bang bang. And then in the end, you just get to hear your whole joint played back, yo, with all your mixing and shit. That shit'd be out of here, yo. That shit'd be fucking out of here, yo.
The only thing is, artists and the goddamn like companies and labels, they behind for real can't be acting like pussies when it comes to certain songs for real.
I don't think they will. Like I think all you gotta do is structure it the same way they structured the Rock Band or the Madden or whatever other game. Like yo, I'm trying to license your music. What's up? And especially the popular music. Like I think if the larger play for that shit would be to do like what GTA do. You know how they update the music? Like you get yourself like a fucking beat maker hero or some shit like that, and then you fucking update the music on that motherfucker every couple of weeks or every couple of months. I think it shouldn't be that hard. They got like Dance Dance Revolution, right? They update the music on that.
Oh yeah, true.
Is
That's
it?
mostly
No,
like
not
Taylor
Dance.
Swift and all that
Not
crazy
Dance
shit
Dance
for real.
Revolution. What is it? What's all these new
It's
dancing
one of
games
them
though?
joints.
You know what I'm talking about.
Just Dance.
Just Dance is holding down the fucking music gaming side of things right now. Is that where we want to be at? Just
Mm.
Dance. And I've never been a fan of the Just Dances or the hip hop dance games and all the other shit because they don't work right. Like if I'm trying to use my body as a controller, that's when the connects and all that
I
other
don't mean no
bullshit start
harm,
coming into
yo.
play.
I can't trust no fucking hip hop dance game if you don't got a two step in that bitch.
This ain't no
I
dance
ain't
game.
nah fuck like on some real shit, yo. I'm not doing all them twists. I'm not doing all them twirls. I'm not doing all them hand motions like I'm in a fucking rave, my nigga. If you playing some motherfucking 50 Cent, I shouldn't be doing none of this crazy shit, my
Ain't,
nigga.
ain't no choreographed moves to fit the
Yeah, yo, give me a motherfucking two step
a
and
little
some
bop and a
motherfucking
walk or some
yeah,
shit.
like
Yeah. Nah, I ain't mad at it. I definitely feel you on that shit. Like, yo, why are
if
we
niggas
fucking
playing
doing
some
jazz
drill music,
hands?
I want to do
Yeah.
some shit where I'm shaking my fucking dreads and just pumping my fist in the air. You feel me?
Doing all the
Toting guns
Bobby
in front of
Schmurder
the
movie
motherfucking camera and
moves, yo.
shit. You feel me? Yeah.
This nigga Bobby Schmurder has the most legendary finger guns of all rap time, yo. Like, go back
Thanks.
and look at that hot nigga video. He was on it, yo. His finger guns is amazing, yo. But yeah, man, I think it has to be not a major push, but just a small little push to try to just reinvigorate the style of just musical games or just musical aspects inside of games, yo. Like I know it's a lot of licensing issues, and it's like niggas get bored with these games. I don't think niggas get bored with them as fast as other games, but I'm sure like you can't play but so much of a dance game because the music makes it repetitive, or like a rock band or some shit because the music makes it repetitive. When you playing or listen to the same song over and over and over again, I can see how it make niggas spend less time on it. But I think it's an unfilled market, yo. I think I'd love to see some new iterations of it in this next gen, yo. I feel like the hardware is immaculate and there's so much other shit that can be done. Like, I don't know, man. Like you got shit like Flight Simulator on the Xbox now. Now that that's on the Xbox, you can't tell me you can't do nothing else. Like that shit is you know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want now. Flight Simulator? Like you mean to tell me you can't find another game that you can build that doesn't require as much as that? It's crazy. That means
I ain't
all
gonna
the
lie,
power
yo.
there,
When you
all
look
the
at
horses, everything.
yeah, and when you look at like the type of shit that they pushing and for the type of power that Flight Simulator actually needs to produce itself, it's kind of ridiculous
Man.
that niggas can't even get no fucking music shit popping off.
And
Like,
I'm not even like the hugest fan of music games. I'm just a huge fan of diversity. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
cause there's no, it's a lack of just fun zany party games. Like I don't feel like it's a whole lot of games that you can play when like everybody over, where it's like it's fun. Whereas though I feel like Guitar Hero kind of supplied that shit. Rock Band supplied that shit. Like if you just there, somebody jump on the drums, you got two guitarists or whatever the fuck. Next thing you know, y'all fucking 20, 30 songs deep enjoying yourself.
Hell yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like the basic party games nowadays is literally Madden and 2K.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat, you gotta put the fighting game in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but niggas be scared to play fighting games. Let's call a spade nowadays and shit. Like niggas be scared to get their ass whipped in their own house nowadays and shit.
Like I don't
Like
even
I can
know,
fuck
yo.
you up online, yo, but some niggas will really hesitate to put them sticks on for
It's
real, like in
different
real
in
life.
person with the Mortal Kombat, yo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I think
saying.
everybody
Same
know
thing with the
that.
Tekken and shit.
Yeah. Fighting games hit different when you right there.
Especially, Oh my god, if you playing like a realistic game, like a fight night or UFC, and you beat a nigga ass in front of his girl,
You
niggas
having
gonna
to
get
think this
emotional,
nigga
yo.
can't fight in real life, right? Like, dog, ain't nobody
Oh
say
my
you
god,
can't fight in
what?
real life. It's just a game, buddy. Calm down. Nah, fuck that. Run it back in real life, nigga.
You gotta let that nigga know, like, I'm a handgun license carried citizen that pays his taxes and has a lawyer.
I'm gonna beat the case, man. Stop
Exactly.
it. Oh man, I don't got nothing else in my pad. You got anything else you want to lead the niggas with about music wise on games and shit? It's a quick, ranty type episode.
um, shit, man. On some real shit, my niggas. If you ever wanna like just tune out on some shit while you're smoking a blunt, my nigga, and you don't know what to listen to, just type in your favorite game list, my nigga, with the soundtracks and shit like that. Take
Damn,
you through there. You feel me?
damn, that's actually pretty dope. I might have to fuck with that. Blaze
I ain't
wanted to
gonna
go
lie.
listen to some soundtracks.
I was getting high listening to motherfucking Ocarina of Time the other day.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'm literally sitting here thinking about like Sega Saturn, like Virtual Fighter soundtrack or some shit. I think they
Whew.
had some heat on there. I know Sonic had some heat.
Oh man, Street Fighter. Which one was it? Street Fighter.
Two?
Was it? Was it two? The one that was on PS2.
Oh, PS2. No, that was four. I want to say. What
Okay.
you talking about when they first went 3D?
No, it was when they actually updated the characters from like the original. You feel me? Original niggas, like they had the black nigga training with Ryu and Ken and shit like that.
I think that might have been five. That
Can't
might have been
remember.
five. I ain't been up on my Street Fighter shit lately.
Yeah, I fell off, to be honest. Like ever since the motherfucking
I
whatchamacallit.
mean, well, we can't really, you know what I mean? Like PlayStation had it for exclusive for a little bit, so it was like, you know what I mean. Only way we could really play it is on Xbox Live PC, but other than that, you know what I mean.
Mm.
Like, we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I really like that suggestion, man. I'm definitely gonna fuck with that. If you wanna get into the Discord, it's available right in the description below wherever you consuming this at. All you gotta do is hit the about, or maybe hit the three buttons, or hit the thing that says bio, and it'll be a link right there that says Discord. You can jump right in there. You can check us out on socials. All of that stuff is right nicely tucked in the Discord. You can find it all there. So if you want to get to know us, you want to be privy to when we drop all that other good shit that we doing, trying to do, it's all in Discord. So you definitely want to try to hop into there. It's gonna do it for this one. Tone, what you want to leave the people with, man?
I finally
Hearty,
figured
see you
out.
later.
I finally figured out what Street Fighters it was
Oh, okay. All
actually.
right, boom. I can
All
get
right,
up out of
bet,
here
bet,
on that
bet.
note.
It was Ultra Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, and Hyper Street Fighter 2. All that came inside the collection, the classic collection packs. It was like the 20th, the 30th, and like Volume 2 all wrapped in one. That was on the PS2 back then.
I'm glad you found that joint. I definitely said Street Fighter 2 too. But
Mm,
all right, it's gonna do it for this one. We appreciate y'all niggas for tapping in. Till next time.
peace.